Welcome to the ACEC New York webinar. ACEC New York Engineering Excellence Preparing to Win. Your speakers for today's program is Linda Reardon, NV5 Engineering Excellence Committee Co-Chair, and Anthony Arbore, Jaros JB&B Engineering Excellence Committee Co-Chair for ACEC New York. Audiocast quality is subject to your equipment, available bandwidth, and internet traffic. If you experience unsatisfactory audio quality, please use your telephone dialing option provided in your confirmation and reminder emails. If you have dialed in, operator assistance is available by pressing 0#. You may send your questions at any time using the Q&A box located on the lower left of the presentation screen. Type your message at the bottom of the Q&A box and click the Ask button to send it. A question and answer session will follow the presentation. And now I will turn the call over to our speakers. Please begin.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. As mentioned, Linda Reardon here, co-chair of the Engineering Excellence Committee.
And Tony Arbore, co-chair as well.
Today we will familiarize or update you on the process of submitting your final entry for the Engineering Excellence Awards for 2020. At the end, we'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have. So just to get started, here's our agenda. We'll be touching on all aspects of the program, including preliminary entries, judging, the role of the moderators, as well as taking you step by step through the final entry materials. We'll also be going over the level of awards, how winners are notified, the gala itself, process and procedures around inviting public clients and public relations. And at the end, as I mentioned, that will save time to answer any questions. So the preliminary entries, this year we've received 156 entries, with the final entries are due on September 20th, or at the very latest by September 27th with a $100 late fee. To date, ACEC staff has processed the entries into a database, and by now you should have all received instructions on how to submit your final entry materials, including the final checklist form and an FAQ. These documents are also available to download from the Engineering Excellence page of the ACEC New York website. So September 20th and September 27th at the very latest. The judging event is scheduled for October 30th, and it will be at the Midtown Hilton in New York City. Judges, as many of you know, are invited by ACEC New York. They include a wide spectrum of people, including military and government officials, ACEC national or international leadership, educators from colleges and universities, engineering departments. They can be representatives from press outlets or leadership from other organizations dedicated to the built environment. The judges, and this is important for your entry, the judges will receive the executive summary and the images of the projects that they will judge prior to the event. So after listening to the moderator present the project, the judges are then asked to give a numerical score of 1 to 10 based on the criteria shown here. Judges are asked to base their score purely on the criteria and the merits of each individual project, and they do not compare projects to each other. And please note, we do not allow members themselves to act as judges. Also, there may be duplicate projects in a category because our program allows firms to submit just their portion of a project. So you could have different firms with different roles on a project, and both entries fall into the same category. Again, these projects are judged on their own merits and are not compared to each other. So the moderator's role. Moderators are ACEC New York members. Moderator must be a professional engineer, and they volunteer their time to present the project to the panel of judges. Moderators are asked what category they want to present. They receive all the written and visual materials prior to the judging. And that's why we really stress that the materials submitted be clear and that they address the judging criteria point by point. If your explanations are unclear, the moderator won't be able to present your project properly. Each moderator generally presents 4 to 6 projects for review on the judging day. The moderators themselves are not associated with the project in any way. Many of our moderators have been filling this role for years and are really skilled at it, but the closer you follow the guidance and the criteria, the better job they can do at presenting your project. Each room is also staffed with a room captain. The room captain is also a volunteer and is in charge of the room, including keeping the moderators on time, collecting the score sheets, and generally managing the room. The room captains are supplied with the project information, and they can assist in answering questions for the moderator or for the judges. The Engineering Excellence Committee usually volunteers to be moderators, so members of the Engineering Excellence Committee are often the moderators or room captains, but these roles are open to any member. So if you or your colleagues are interested in being a moderator, please contact ACEC New York. It's really a great way to learn about the judging process and to work on your presentation skills, as well, of course, as networking with key industry judges and your fellow moderators. So, as I said, you can call or email ACEC New York staff to volunteer or receive more information.
And now we'll go over the actual entry process. Remember, all entries must be submitted electronically, either through the online file share site, wetransfer.com, it's, as you see there, or by mailing CDs or DVDs or flash drives containing your files directly to the ACEC New York main office. It's required that 2 discs or folders be submitted, one with the full project, one with a copy of the photographic panel. This will assist our office greatly as we prepare entries for judging and for the gala. Both discs or file folders must be labeled with the firm name, project name, and category. WeTransfer.com file folders should be zipped. Detailed instructions on how to create, zip, and upload your project to WeTransfer.com have been emailed to all firms which have submitted preliminary entries. And the instructions are also available for download from the EEA page of our website. Remember to include payment if you are mailing discs. If you are uploading your files, send a check separately to the ACEC New York office. If your firm has multiple entries, please submit one check, and note on the memo line, Engineering Excellence. We do not accept credit card payments for EEA. The final entry fee is $400 per project for members, $600 per project for non-members. Projects with unpaid fees will not be considered for judging. Now we'll review the contents that should make up your submission. Remember, the first disc or file should include all the items we are listing, while the second disc or folder includes only the panel. The first required item is the final entry form checklist. Complete this form after you have gathered all materials so that you can be sure you've included all required parts of your entry. Remember, after you've gathered all your materials. The project name written on this form will be the official name of the project and must match the preliminary entry. This project name will appear exactly as submitted on all marketing material, as well as on the plaques and in the video. The category should be the same category you indicated on the preliminary entry form. If the firm decides to change the name or the category, they need to contact ACEC New York directly. No name or category changes will be accepted after the final entry is received. All projects must be accompanied by an endorsement release letter from the client on client letterhead. This letter takes time to secure, so plan it early. Please do not wait to ask your client for the
Thanks
letter.
for the call. Configure your number's voice URL to change this message. Let us know if we can help you in any way during your development.
Are we still with you? Can you all hear us?
No.
Did we lose them? All right, hang on. How do we unmute this? I'm going to assume that you can still hear us.
Okay.
I'm going to backtrack just to recap on the final entries. The projects must be accompanied by an endorsement release letter from the client on client letterhead. This is a must. The letter does take time to secure, so make sure you plan it early. Don't wait to ask your client for the letter. Do it early. It's got to be on client letterhead and submitted as an electronic copy. Projects cannot be advanced to judging without this letter. So don't go through the trouble of putting it together and waiting for the letter. A sample of what the letter should say is included in the final entry instructions. Many times, letters are sent directly to ACEC New York office. If this occurs, staff will notify the EEA contact at the firm.
Okay, so final entry contents. And I just apologize for that glitch there. We thought we had lost audio, but we haven't. So in any case, the project description can be technical in nature as it is reviewed by an engineer to communicate, and the goal is to communicate the unique qualities of the project to the judges. Entries can include text, graphics, or charts as needed. Make sure the descriptions cover all of the following. They must cover originality, future value to the profession, sustainability, complexity, and exceeding clients' needs. The executive summary is another document used by the moderator to explain the project to the judges. And as I mentioned earlier, this document will be sent to the judges and should be in layman's terms. Like last year, the executive summary should be submitted in an outline format, divided into sections based on how the project addresses each judging criterion. The outline should highlight what is unique about the project and why it is worthy of recognition. Be sure to highlight the innovations present in the project and elaborate on what was included in the project description. These highlights will count greatly towards your final score. The summary should work together with the photos and the entry panel, since this is what the judges will see on the screen as the moderator is presenting the project. In addition, a PowerPoint presentation will be used to present each project to the judges. The presentation should have 7 slides, a title slide that includes the name of the project and category, as well as 5 images on separate slides, and a final slide that shows the panel. Don't forget to include a Word document with captions for the images, as these will be used by the moderator as they present the PowerPoint. Also, no presentations should include any transitions, animations, preset timings, slideshow sequencing, or any of that stuff. Just straightforward slides. And a reminder that this will be presented for judging, so there should be no identifying information, no firm logos or names should appear anywhere on the slides. Backgrounds should be plain white and should not include any sort of template, especially not one that incorporates the entry firm's logo. Also, slides should be standard size, not widescreen, and photos should be scaled down appropriately to fit the slides in the PowerPoint presentation. To reduce file size, images should be inserted from the PowerPoint menu and not copied and pasted. So the final entry contents, 5 color photos are used during the judging process to help tell the story of the project. These photos should coincide with the written material. Photos are included in the PowerPoint presentation and can be different from the panel images. A separate Word document should be included with captions for each photo and the captions and images labeled accordingly. Is this a repeat? No.
Nope.
It's repeating some of the prior information, but yeah. So Note that the size shown here refers to the photos as their own separate files. The photos should be submitted in the format requested. The size is approximate. Most digital cameras have an output approaching that size nowadays. However, we do not recommend that photos be much smaller, as they are used in print and digital marketing pieces, both for the EEA program and for general association marketing. Again, no reference to the firm name should be included on the photo, especially including logos of any personnel vests or hats in images. This has been an issue in years past.
Yeah, just remember that the panel is essentially a presentation poster. It should summarize your project in a professional, eye-catching way. It's like an advertisement. We show you an example of an excellent panel in a few moments, so you'll get an idea if you're not already familiar with it. Details for how to prepare the photographic panel, including types of photographs and font size specifications, are included in the instructions. The final panel will be printed in a 30-inch by 30-inch format. The panel design should include a maximum of 6 photos. A background image does not count in that 6. Just to stress, the firm name should only appear in the title box in the bottom right-hand corner. Panel files should be saved as a separate file in the second zipped folder on the second disk. The panel should also be included on the final slide of the presentation. We also ask that a PDF proof of your panel be included for office use and for reference. It just makes it a lot easier to review. Continuing with the final entry contents, this is a recap, as you can see. It's a recap of everything that should be included with your final entry. The panel, again, as a reminder, should be included in the first file or disk, and then also sent in a separate file or disk so we can easily print them. Also, be sure to include a printed proof if you are mailing disks or a PDF proof if you are uploading files. ACEC New York has contracted with a vendor to print all of the panels and ship them directly to the Hilton for display during the gala. And then, of course, entrants can take their panel with them that evening if they are so inclined at the end. Again, we want to stress that the best entries are those in which the photos and panels work with the executive summary and project description to tell a story of the project. Less text and more pictures is best, using the text allotment judiciously to tell the story of your project. That's the best. Show, don't tell, why your project is award-worthy. An award is presented to the firm who submits the best panel. The winner receives a special plaque, and the panel is featured in the Gala program. So here's a prime example of an award-winning panel. It's a minimal use of text, use of colorful, eye-catching photos and images, clean and uncluttered, easy to follow. It's an example. You'll have your own. Again, finishing up on final entry contents, if you have entered your project in the Studies, Research, and Consulting Engineering category, that's Category A, you need to submit the supplemental report with the entry. This should be submitted as a separate file on its own disk or in its own file folder.
So about the awards themselves and the levels and notification process, every project receives an award, and based on the total points, the awards are presented as follows in descending order. The top is diamond, then platinum, gold, and silver. The Empire Award is awarded to the best project designed and built entirely within New York State. It's evaluated based on contributions to the economic health of an area, sustainability, and creativity. Diamond Award winners that fit the criteria are entered in the pool of winners, and the winner is decided by the best overall score. The winner of the Empire Award will be revealed on the night of the gala. All firms in contention for the award will be notified that they are in the running. The final winner will be determined by score, and any eligible firm should be prepared to accept. Also, notifications of your award level are sent via email to your awards liaison. As part of your entry fee, you will receive one firm plaque and one client plaque. Diamond Award winners receive glass awards, which will be given on stage on the night of the gala. Additional plaques or awards can also be ordered if you need an additional, or if you have more than one client, for example. Diamond Award projects in each category will be advanced to the national competition. It's important to note that the national submission and its entry fee are the sole responsibility of the member firm. So ACEC New York will not be covering the national entry fee for finalists. If you decide not to enter at the national level, we just ask that you notify our office. And finally, the Best Panel Award is given to the highest rated panel and is not tied to the award level of the project. So you could have the best panel and not necessarily be the winner of a high award. The gala itself will be held this year on Saturday, April 4th, 2020 at the Midtown Hilton in New York City. It's a great event with guests in formal attire. There's live music and dancing. And prior to the dinner, there's the great cocktail reception where all the entry panels are on display. The Diamond Awards are presented live on stage. Only the Diamond Awards are presented live on stage, and they're presented to the entering firm and the client. Diamond Award recipients are invited to attend an exclusive Empire reception before the main cocktail reception. The platinum, gold, and silver projects are honored via video. All projects entered are also listed in the program journal, and all award panels are displayed on the screen during dinner. Firms will have the opportunity to have their photos taken with their colleagues and clients, and along with the entry panels, and that happens in our special photo room. And actually, a room block is currently available at the Hilton for April 4th under ACEC New York, with a group rate of $279. If you want to avail of this, you would call the Hilton directly and mention ACEC New York to get this rate.
Let's talk a little bit about inviting clients. ACEC New York encourages you to invite your clients to celebrate with you at this event. However, there are some restrictions for public clients. New York State ethics law has allowed state or government officials to attend this event as it qualifies as a widely attended event. Each year, ACEC New York submits the event to the Ethics Department for review. A memo is sent to the firm asking if they want a public client invited. The memo asks for the contact information of the main invitee. ACEC New York sends a formal invitation to the client and a guest on ACEC New York letterhead under the president's signature. So ACEC is doing the inviting. The firm is not mentioned in the letter. ACEC New York follows up with each invitation and communicates back to the firm if they accept or not. If they accept, they are likely seated at your table. Firms are not allowed to pay for the public clients, and the cost is incurred by the association. Because the public client guests are attending as guests of ACEC New York, we ask that you use discretion in inviting public guests. Please note that a request for an invitation does not guarantee that that person will be seated at your table. Many firms will invite the same individuals. Decisions on seating are made based on a variety of factors, and ACEC New York has final oversight on all the seating arrangements. If different firms invite the same client, we will work to make sure that the public agency guests are equitably distributed amongst the winners. ACEC New York will only invite New York public clients. Private clients are not subject to the same ethics guidelines as our public clients, and firms are able to pay for tickets for their private clients.
So the next topic is public relations. Ads in the program journal are a great way to congratulate your design team. Consider taking out an ad in the program, one of which is placed in everyone's seat the night of the gala. After the gala, the program is placed on our website for viewing and is shared to our full mailing list, as well as via social media. Overall sponsorship of the event is available now. Sponsors are highlighted at every level of promotion of the program during the year, including the formal invite, the website, the program journal, email, social media, etc. So the sooner you sponsor, the greater your exposure is. Sponsorship also supports ACEC New York Scholarship Fund, with 2 scholarships being given that evening. We're looking to improve even on the great success we had in 2019. A full sponsorship guide is available on our website detailing the different levels. And as I mentioned, the sooner you sponsor, the more items that your sponsorship is publicized on. Firms are encouraged to send their own press releases anytime after they are notified of their award level. A press release will be issued by ACEC New York the Monday after the gala. This release will contain the full list of all Diamond Awards, as well as links to the Platinum, Gold, and Silver Awards on the website. Member firms can take advantage of the PR and marketing value by issuing their own press release. Firm press releases, like I said, can be sent as soon as winners are notified, but we also recommend that firms share the ACEC New York official press release after the event. Again, please refer to the program when you're crafting the press release. Please refer to the program as the ACEC New York Engineering Excellence Awards program, as ACEC National has their own EEA, which is separate from ours. The gala will also be live tweeted, and we encourage all participants to join in the conversation. Our hashtag is #EEANY20. Please be sure to follow ACEC New York on Twitter and see highlights of the evening, as well as program highlights throughout the year. And just to recap, and then we'll take questions. Finally, the deadline reminders. All entries are due by September 20th, with the late entry date and $100 fee that goes with that September 27th. This webinar is being recorded, so if you need to reference anything I've mentioned today, it'll be uploaded on the ACEC New York YouTube channel, along with our snafus, I imagine. If you have any other questions, you can contact Erica Levine at ACEC New York office, 518-452-8611, or email erica@acecny.org.
Well, thank you all for participating in this program. The value that EEA brings to member firms and the engineering profession, just in general, can't be found anywhere else. And we look forward to seeing all the amazing projects submitted this year. Thank you again. Any questions?
If anyone has questions, you would type them into the Q&A bar on the left-hand side of your screen. And I do see from the earlier questions that some people lost audio. So again, the entire presentation webinar will be available on the ACEC YouTube channel. So if you feel like you've missed sections, you can go back to that and rehear the recording. I guess if there are no questions, we wish everybody the best of luck. And
well, hang on, there's a question here.
There is?
Does the photographic panel need to be created in a specific...
Oh. So does the photographic panel need to be created in a specific program? I do not think that it does. It just has to adhere to the requirements stipulated in the instructions. I believe it would be sent as a PDF. Is that correct, Erica?
That's correct. We just ask that if you do send it in an InDesign file, I'm unable to open those on my computer. So if you do send it in that, to also send it in a PDF so that I can review it.
We have another question. Do we have to send you a poster board version? I believe the answer to that is no. Am I correct, Erica?
Correct. Yes, we will do the printing of the poster board. It just needs to be high res enough that it can be printed as a 30 by 30 inch poster board.
Yeah, I remember in years past we used to have to print it and mail it, right? So you found that it was easier to have them printed yourselves.
Yes. I'm not sure. I believe national, you still have to print it and send it to them.
All right, any other questions?
I'm not seeing any. So I think we wish everyone the best of luck, and thanks for listening in.
Simon, do you need to close this out?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to ask questions for follow-up, you may contact ACEC New York at 518-452-8611 or email Erica at acecny.org. And this concludes today's ACEC New York webinar. Thank you all for attending.